Today I'm going to talk about what a Christian witch is. It's a person that chooses to use witchcraft to worship God. I know it says in the Bible that witchcraft is bad. Well, when they were translating the Bible, there was a lot of words that we didn't have that they had, and so they had a tendency to lump everything together. When it came to witchcraft, it just meant any type of magic whatsoever. The witchcraft in the Bible was often spirit work, divination, necromancy, things of that nature, or it meant someone who poisoned or assassinated people. When that came in and they decided to translate it into English, they had a tendency to just lump everything together and put it under witchcraft. So it's obvious that witchcraft today is something completely different. And it doesn't even have to have any of those things. And so if it doesn't have any of those things, then you should technically be able to do it within your religious rules, right? Well, a lot of people have a problem with that because they feel that they don't know. They don't actually understand what witchcraft is, and they think it's automatically the worshiping of Lucifer. They think it is going against God. And my problem with it is that God brought me to this path. And because he brought me to this path, when people decide to tell me that I can't do it or this isn't real, I get pretty defensive about it. I wish I could explain it more, but there's just not that much more to explain about it. It is the certain usage of magic within the rules of Christianity. And the reason I got on this path in the first place was because it gave me a more ritualistic uh, connection to God. It gave me a chance to connect to God more than I ever had. And he brought me to this path. So it's kind of complicated and yet not complicated at all. A lot of people use tarot. Tarot will actually tell you in the beginning that you aren't really supposed to use it for divination or for fortune telling. And a lot of it is based off of a psychological basis of the brain. The minor arcana are based inside minor things that happen within a person's life. Major arcana are major things. And so when you deal the cards out, it just has a better chance of giving you advice about a present situation than it will giving you future basis. And so when I do tarot, I tend to stay away from the divination side of it because that's what the Bible says is bad, not to go into that. Okay, not gonna do divination, not gonna do fortune telling, but that doesn't mean that I can't use these certain things for other things. The point of the blended path is you're supposed to blend it. You sit there and you go through. You've been raised in Christianity for all of your life. All right, you've got that part down. Now the point is to learn whatever you can about witchcraft and integrate it into your life. When you start to research it, and there's stuff that you're going to come up on, and you're going to have a gut feeling that that is not where you need to be. That is not what you need to do, or you just do not need to mess with that. Then don't do it. Because a lot of times you have a God phone, which is how you hear your deities. Your God phone, like mine, not that great. Not great at all. And so a lot of times they have to talk to you through your own gut feelings. And when they do, they let you know. You just don't go against them at that point. If you have a gut feeling that this is not the type of witchcraft that you need to be doing, then go and research another. There are plenty of types. Me personally, I do kitchen, cottage, green, and southern witchcraft. And in general, from what I've studied, that's just kind of what I've always done. And it's amazing because you'll sit there and you'll start to research it and you'll realize that you've been doing this stuff without even realizing it. You've been doing magic and doing witchcraft and saying blessings over your tea in the morning and praying, and that's all you've already been doing it. Ta-da! Um, a lot of it, a lot of the spell work within witchcraft, I do as a form of ritualistic prayer. I take it and I send it up to God. It's kind of like I write a memo down, spellcraft wise, and then I send it up to God, and then God gets the memo and goes, okay, well, let's see. And then he decides if he wants it to happen or not. I send my energy to him as a ritualistic version of a prayer, and then he proceeds to veto it or send it through. And that's how my spellcraft works. I use the energy to get it to him, and it gives me a more hands-on basis, because I had started to have a problem with feeling like I was talking to the ceiling. And so by integrating spellcraft into my prayer, I got a more hands-on and felt like I was doing more, that I was being more, I was just existing on a better level in my prayer. And so when it comes down to it, every Christian witch is going to have an entirely different practice, because some of them are Catholic, some of them are Protestant, some of them are who knows what. But we all share the same thing of worshiping the same God. And so you can't expect to talk to one Christian witch and have them do the exact same thing like another. The issue with that is that sometimes one Christian witch gets angry at another because they're not doing things the way they think they should, and it can get kind of every once in a while. It's the same thing with Christians, the denominations, Catholics against Protestants. It gets a little strange from time to time. So in the end, it's all up to you to figure out where you want to be and how you want your craft to work and how you need your practice to work. It's always up to you. It's your practice. It's no one else's. And that's why when people get down on you about it, you have to be like, no, this is mine. This is my connection to God. You don't have to like it, so just move on. So that's my video for today. I feel like I kind of ranted, and I really didn't mean to, because there's been a lot of Christian hate in the tags lately, and it's also been kind of quiet all at the same time. I feel like half my people have gone on vacation and I didn't realize it. So I'm gonna head back in and finish working on the photos that I have for my shop and I will see y'all in the weekend video. Have a good day, guys.